Welcome again, students. Assalamu alaikum. Now the topic is same, but we are performing here some examples and practice questions relating to variation parameters. This is our lecture number 14. I two times repeat my lecture in this video, so if someone has some problem, then he can understand from this. If now we move towards our lecture. So you see here the variation of parameters. Here is example. I take here an example. Solve y double prime minus 4y prime plus 4y is equal to x plus 1 into e raised to the power 2x. And you see here that when forcing function occurring in undetermined method, then it is how much difficult to solve this question. First you in finding a particular solution, first you use the shifting theorem, and then you convert the remaining in a binomial series, and then you open this and it becomes very lengthier and cumbersome. So here I start my solution. Here given differential equation is y double prime minus 4y prime plus 4y is equal to x plus 1 then e raised to the power 2x. When you replace the derivatives by their differential operators, then we get this form. This implies that d square minus 4d plus 4 into y is equal to x plus 1 into e raised to the power 2x. First of all, we move toward the characteristic solution. So first here we see the characteristic equation is that is d square minus 4d plus 4. This part is called the characteristic equation. So the characteristic equation is d square minus 4d plus 4 is equal to 0, and you know that it is a complete square of d minus 2 whole square. This implies that d minus 2 whole square, and you get d is equal to 2 and 2. And you see here what type of roots we obtain after solving this differential equation, this characteristic equation, that is 2 and 2. So here the roots are real and repeated. Here the roots are real and repeated. So our characteristic solution is a plus bx then e raised to the power 2x. A plus bx then e raised to the power 2x. You may also write it as here I take a here I take ax plus b I find some type of difficulty, so sorry for this. Then you write e raised to the power 2x. Here I am writing in ascending form. Here I am writing descending form. Here you see here x raised to the power 0. Here you see x raised to the power 0, then x raised to the power 1, then x raised to the power 2. So in this way we move in the ascending form. Whereas here you use this form, you apply here the descending form. Here the power of x is 1, then x raised to the power 0, then e raised to the power 2x. So you see here previously in my lecture number 13 I stated there its particular solution based on, in variation of parameter, the particular solution is based on the solution of characteristic part, characteristic solution. So here are here I multiply e raised to the power 2x with a and bx. You get a e raised to the power 2x plus bx square, sorry, bx e raised to the power 2x. I named it, this is called y1 and this is called y2. It is up to you, you either call it y2 or this is called y1. So here y1 is equal to e raised to the power 2x, then y2 is equal to x e raised to the power 2x. So y1 prime, you take its derivative, it is e raised to the power 2x, then we take the derivative of its power, that is 2. So after simplification we write it as 2 e raised to the power 2x. When you take the derivative of sec y2, you apply here the product formula, first as it is, then derivative of e raised to the power 2x, this is 2 e raised to the power 2x. After simplification you write it as 2x e raised to the power 2x, plus second as it is, then derivative of first, that is x, so it is 1. So you get y2 prime is equal to 2x e raised to the power 2x plus e raised to the power 2x. Here we find the Wronskian W, that is based on the two solutions, that y1 y2. Here y1 y2 and then y1 prime y2 prime. You do not try to disturb this order. Here you write y1, then beneath this you write its prime, then y2, then y2 prime. Now I substitute their respective values. Here y1 is equal to e raised to the power 2x, e raised to the power 2x, then y2, I write here the value of y2, that is x e raised to the power 2x, y1 prime 2 e raised to the power 2x, and then y2 prime 2x e raised to the power 2x plus e raised to the power 2x. I am writing their respective values at their respective places. Now I open this determinant. You multiply, first you multiply the elements of the main diagonal and then you multiply the elements of secondary diagonal. Here e raised to the power 2x multiplied by 2x e raised to the power 2x plus e raised to the power 2x. Here you see that. Then put up the operation sign here, then you multiply this with this 2 e raised to the power 2x and then x e raised to the power 2x. You see here. Now I take this e raised to the power 2x and this e raised to the power 2x. I take both of these common. So e raised to the power 2x and then write the remaining one in the parentheses as 2x e raised to the power 2x plus e raised to the power 2x minus this 2 is multiplied by this 2x e raised to the power 2x here. You see these two terms are same but with opposite sign, so this is cancelled with this and then remaining term is e raised to the power 2x. E raised to the power 2x. How you can do this? I am repeating again. First you find the value of y1 and y2 from the characteristic solution and then you take the value of y1 and y2. Then you differentiate both of them respectively with respect to x. Then you find the Wronskian, that is the determinant of y1 and y2 and their primes. And then we substitute their respective values and evaluate the determinant, and after simplification you get the answer, that is e raised to the power 2x then e raised to the power 2x. Here bases are same, you add their powers or use, we say here we use the rules of exponents, the properties of exponents. Now we move towards the particular solution. This is our this Wronskian is very important for to find the particular solution. That's why after finding the characteristic solution you directly find the Wronskian and then you move towards the particular solution. Here you see yp is equal to y1 of x, then u1 of x plus y2 of x, u2 of x. Sometimes we write simply in this form y1 u1 plus y2 u2. So you know what is the value of u1? u1 is equal to minus integral y2 into f of x divided by w t of x. Then I substitute here the respective values. u1 is equal to minus, I substitute here the value of y2, I substitute here the value of y2, and then the value of the forcing function, that is x plus 1. You see here x plus 1 e raised to the power 2x, I am writing here, and divided by the Wronskian. What is the value of the Wronskian? Is e raised to the power 4x. You see here this e raised to the power 2x, this e raised to the power 2x, and this e raised to the power 2x. By using the rules of the property of exponents, their bases are same, their powers add, it becomes e raised to the power 4x. And this e raised to the power 4x is cancelled with this e raised to the power 4x, and remainings you get x into x plus 1. X into x plus 1. I am simplifying this here. This term is cancelled with this. So after simplification, you get, when you multiply this x with this x and 1, you get x square minus x into dx. It is very simple integral here. You integrate this and you get x cube divided by 3 plus x square divided by 2. Now we move towards u2. That is u2 is equal to y1 f of x divided by w into dx. Here e raised to the power 2x, I substitute here the value of y1. Here you see that the value of y1 is e raised to the power 2x, e raised to the power 2x. Then the value of the forcing function, that is x plus 1 into e raised to the power 2x divided by e raised to the power 4x. Here again I simplify this. This e raised to the power 2x and this e raised to the power 2x, basis same, powers add. By using the property of exponent, it becomes e raised to the power 4x. This e raised to the power 4x cancelled with this e raised to the power 4x, and after simplification you get x plus 1 dx. When you integrate this, you get x square over 2 plus x. So yp is equal to y1 u1 plus y2 u2. Here you substitute their respective values. You substitute here y1 is equal to e raised to the power 2x. Then the value of u1, that is minus x cube divided by 3 plus x square divided by 2, plus the value of y2 is x e raised to the power 2x, as you see here, x e raised to the power 2x, and then the value of u2 is equal to, you see here, x square over 2 plus x. Again I take common this e raised to the power 2x. Again I take common this e raised to the power 2x and this e raised to the power 2x, and then minus x cube over 3 plus x square by 2 plus, and then you multiply this x with x square over 2, you get x cube by 2 plus x square. And now simplify this. When I simplify this, I get e raised to the power 2x plus into x raised to the power 3 over 6 plus 3x square over 2. This is our yp. So we move towards the general solution, that is y is equal to yc plus yp, a e raised to the power 2x plus b x into e raised to the power 2x plus e raised to the power 2x, then x cube by 6 plus 3x square over 2. And you see here this method is simpler and easier as compared to undetermined method. Things are very clear to solve here. So in this way we move towards our second question, that is example number 2. That is 4y double prime plus 36y is equal to cos 3x. Here you see that 4y double prime plus 36y is equal to cosecant 3x. Again given differential equation 4y double prime plus 36y is equal to cosecant 3x. After substituting the derivatives with their differential operators, you get 4d square plus 36 into y is equal to cosecant 3x, and now its characteristic equation is 4d square plus 36 is equal to 0, and after simplification, when you divide this equation by 4, you get d square is equal to minus 9, and you see here this is negative. When you taking its square root, our roots will come in the form of a complex imaginary nature. So d is equal to 0 plus minus 3 iota, and you know very well that when the roots are in complex nature, you write its solution as yc is equal to a cos 3x plus b sin 3x. Here mu is, this is our mu, this is our mu, and this is our lambda. So the value of lambda is 0 and the value of mu is 3. You see here I am writing, you know that e raised to power 0x is equal to 1, and after this a cos 3x plus b sin 3x. Here you name it y1 and name it y2. You don't try to take these constants there, you just only use the variables. So name this y1 and name this y2. Here y1 is equal to cos 3x and y2 is equal to sin 3x. y1 prime, first you take its derivative, it is equal to the derivative of cos 3x is equal to sin 3x, and the derivative of 3x is equal to 3. So y1 prime is equal to minus 3 sin 3x, and the derivative of y2 is equal to y2 prime is equal to 3 cos 3x. Now we compute the Wronskian, that is w of y1 y2 is equal to y1 y2 and the derivative and their respective derivatives. Here you substitute their respective values. What is the value of y1? That is cos 3x, and y2 that is sin 3x. Here you substitute the respective values of their derivatives, that is minus 3 sin 3x, 3 cos 3x. When you open this determinant, you get 3 cos square 3x plus 3 sin square 3x. Now take 3 common, you get cos square 3x plus sin square 3x. This is our very beautiful identity that we ever remember in our mind. What is this? Cos square theta plus sin square theta, that is equal to 1. Similarly, cos square 3x plus sin square 3x, that is equal to 1. Now yp is equal to, now we move towards the particular solution, that is yp is equal to y1 u1 y2 u2. Here u1 is equal to minus y2 f of x divided by Wronskian dx. So now we try to calculate u1. u1 is equal to minus sin 3x cosecant 3x and divided by 3. This is the value of y2, this is the value of y2, and this is the value of f of x. This is our value of f of x, and this is the value of the Wronskian, that is denoted by w. Now after simplifying this, you know that cosecant 3x, this is equal to, this is the reciprocal of sin 3x. So this cosecant 3x is cancelled with this 3x, the remaining is 1 by 3. So you take this 1 by 3 outside and its integral become minus 1 by 3x. Now u2 is equal to y1 f of x divided by w. Here you substitute the value of y1, that is cos 3x. What is the value of f of x? That is cosecant 3x divided by Wronskian, that is 3. And you see here 1 over 3, that is constant taken outside from the integral, and the remaining is cos 3x, and cosecant, you know, this is equal to 1 over sin 3x. So I am writing here cos 3x divided by sin 3x, and you know the properties of integral here. If some function have differential in numerator, then we take if some function which is in the denominator and its differential exists in the numerator, then you take its log natural. So you see here sin 3x, the differential of sin 3x is cos 3x into 3. You see here 3 is missing, so I divide by 3 and multiplied by 3. When I divide by 3, it becomes 1 by 9, and then 3 cos 3x divided by sin 3x dx. So in this way, 1 over 9, here sin 3x has a differential in the numerator, so you take log natural of sin 3x, so it becomes log natural sin 3x. Now we are able to compute yp because we have the values of y1, u1, y2 and u2. Here y1 is equal to, you see, cos 3x. Here I am writing cos 3x. u1 is equal to, and then you see that you see in the above, that is minus 1 by 3x, plus what is the value of y2, that is sin 3x, and then u2 is equal to 1 by 9 log natural sin 3x, log natural sin 3x. Now here the general solution is y is equal to yc plus yp, a cos 3x plus b sin 3x minus x cos 3x divided by 3 plus 1 by 9 sin 3x log natural sin 3x. In this way, our second example comes to end. Now we move towards example number 3. Y double prime minus y is equal to 1 by x. Solution: given equation is y double prime minus y is equal to 1 by x. When you replace the derivative by their differential operator, it becomes d square minus 1 into y is equal to 1 over x. So its characteristic equation is d square minus 1 is equal to 0. So d is equal to plus minus 1. Characteristic solution is a e raised to the power. Here what type of roots are? Here we have roots are distinct and real. Distinct and real. You write its solution as a e raised to the power 1x plus b e raised to the power minus 1x. So named it, this is y1 and this is y2. Now y1 is equal to e raised to the power x and y2 is equal to e raised to the power minus 3x. y1, now we take their derivatives. y1 prime is equal to e raised to the power x, then y2 prime is equal to minus e raised to the power minus x. You understand it very easy. Now we calculate its Wronskian, that is w of y1 y2 is equal to y1 y2 here y1 y2 and their respective derivatives. Now I substitute their respective values at the place of y1 y2 y1 prime and y2 prime, and after evaluating its determinant, we get minus e raised to the power x, e raised to the power minus x, minus e raised to the power x, e raised to the power minus x. By using the properties of exponents, we get e raised per 0 minus e raised per 0, and you know that e raised per 0 is equal to 1. E raised per 0 is equal to 1. So minus 1 is equal to minus 2. Now we find yp, that is y1 u1 plus y2 u2. u1 is equal to minus y2 f of x divided by w dx. Minus, here you substitute the value of y2, that is e raised to the power minus x. E raised to the power minus x, and then the value of forcing function, that is equal to 1 over x divided by the Wronskian. Its value is minus 2. Here you see that when I take this 1 by 2 as a constant taken outside from the integral, then you see e raised to the power minus x divided by x. Such type of questions you see in chapter number 2, where the derivatives are integrals are impossible, or we say non-elementary integral. So we write as x naught from x naught to x, and there is no other solution, and there is no technique in the integration that we find its integral, but there is a technique exists in numerical analysis that we find its approximate solution. So I am writing here, you see, this integral is non-elementary, so we force to write it as. That is the reason. This integral is non-elementary. Non-elementary integrals are those integrals whose integral does not exist. So we force to write it as. Similarly, when you find u2, that is y1 f of x divided by w, you substitute the values of y1 f of x and w here, you get e raised to the power x 1 over x divided by minus 2. When I simplify this, it is equal to minus 1 by 2 e raised to the power x divided by x. Again we have a non-elementary integral here. So we write it as x naught to x. Yp is equal to 1 by 2 here, and then one thing I do a big mistake here, that is yp is equal to y1 u1 y2 u2. Here you write the value of y1. The value of y1 is equal to e raised to the power x. I am writing here e raised to the power x, and then 1 by 2 x naught from x naught to x e raised to the power minus x divided by x dx. And then y2, what is the value of y2? That is e raised to the power, minus x, and then the value of u2. Hence the general solution is, again mistake is here, e raised to the power x divided by 2 from x naught to x e raised to power minus x divided by x dx, and again I am writing here e raised to the power minus x. So this is our required solution. Inshallah Ta'ala, we will meet with our other lecture with some more questions from exercise. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.